Hi guys! In today's video, I'm going to be doing an adding too much of everything into slime video, and I also have a $2,000 cash giveaway going on at the moment to celebrate almost hitting 2 million, so I'll leave a link to that in the description, and I hope that you enjoy this video. So first up, we're going to be adding too many coloured pearls, and I was inspired by Snoop Slimes to do this. I think she uses a lot of them in her dragon's egg slime, but they're super pretty and super colourful, so I decided to order some off eBay. The only issue is, with mine, they came super small, and I was expecting them to be really large, so I didn't actually have enough for the first batch. So I had to go in with some smaller, different coloured pearls, and these were like blue and really light pink. And on the website, they looked really large, so when they got here and they were tiny, I was so annoyed, so I let them sink to the bottom like this before playing with them. I thought this would make it super crunchy, but it didn't, so I decided to go on to plan 2, and this was to take all the slime off the top and then just take the beads out when they had a tiny bit of slime on them. Usually this works really well and it comes out super crunchy, but this one actually didn't. It was still really pretty, so I wasn't heartbroken, but like, I was still kind of heartbroken. Next up, we're going to be adding too many mini laptops, and I found this on eBay. I think they're called like laptop mirrors. I didn't even know it was going to be Apple. I saw an Apple one on someone's Instagram, and that was what this was inspired by. But mine were really cheap, and I thought these were going to be way more expensive if they were branded, so I was really confused when these arrived, but I added them all in, and it straight up did not work. It would not push down, and I thought maybe I added too much, so I need to take some out to make this an adding too much video still, but still work. And nope, still the same problem, it still wasn't pushing down. So I decided to take out as many as I could and left 3 in. But then I thought, this isn't adding too much, so I decided to add them in all vertical. And oh my goodness, this was just the worst ASMR I could have ever done. It kind of looks cute on the camera, some of the noises are nice, and then some of them you're just like, oh girl, what are you doing? One method I've been really excited to try out is adding too much aloe vera into slime, and ever since I did my I Tried ASMR video where I added it in, I've just really wanted to do this. As you can see, it's super slimy and like gooey, so when I was mixing this, it kind of felt like I was adding in slime apart from the chunks. I think maybe I could have crushed this up just to make the tutorial go a bit smoother, but it was still really fun. It did make it a bit stringy. That was the first thing I noticed. And I know a lot of people use aloe vera gels or like hair gels to make like slimes really cool and thick. But I also know that it's an edible product. So my main thought was, is this melting it because of the sugars that are occurring naturally in it or what? And it also didn't look like it added too much, but both of the sides that I used were hollowed out. And when I was playing with it, it was still kind of sticky but fully activated. It did act like a slime, but then the next day I found that there was some mold on the top, so I don't recommend doing this. It made me really sad because I couldn't even touch it. I couldn't even test it. It was just a sad time. And then with the leftover aloe, I was like, I can use this as after sun. And then I was like, I haven't added too much sunscreen into slime. So that was the next thing I did. I used a factor 50. I don't know if it's any different in like the formulation to the other ones, but I just thought this would be a fun one to use to see if it would make it extra thick. And the first thing I noticed was it kind of acts like glycerin. So it melts it down. And when you're like stirring it up, it also has that same texture. So I think maybe if you add a tiny bit of sunscreen in, this will make a super thick slime. But if you add too much glycerin, it kind of goes jiggly like this and it doesn't work too well, and then the next day it's jiggly but like rippy just like this was, and it doesn't make good bubble crunches. So I think I'll try this in a really small quantity next time because it will make a really good slime, and it also smelled nice. I love the smell of sun cream. Adding too much deodorant's one that I've actually wanted to try since like 2017, before I even started the adding too much videos, and I saw, I think it was Unique Slimes adding this in, and I really wanted to because hers melted down, but I thought maybe if I added, this is like a mixture of clay and glossy, so I was like maybe this texture will stand it, and like you can see here, it kind of looks like it's working. The only thing I noticed was that it was really hard to scrunch up the deodorant sticks, like they just weren't working with me, and then it melted down, and I was like, oh no, I thought I like broken the system. I was like, yes, this clay slime won't melt, but it did. And then I got it to pull together, left it for 5 minutes, and it melted again. I've been loving really sizzly slime at the moment, so I decided to add too much foaming hand soap into butter slime, and the basic slime on the bottom was literally just glue and borax, and then I added some Daiso clay and paint on top. So the ingredients were really simple. In my mind, the foaming hand wash was going to melt this down, so I decided to make it kind of tough. As you can see here, it's more of a doughy texture than I usually make my butter slimes, but I was like, whatever, it's going to melt down. And then for the foaming hand soap, I used the Method Sweet Pea one, I think. This smells really good. You can use it in clear slimes as well. I learned this from Rainbow Playmaker. Her slimes are really holdable and she uses that, and I think it also helps it clear up quicker. But anyway, back onto this video. Mixing it in was actually really easy. Like I suspected, it did melt down a bit. It was super easy to stretch out and became less doughy, but it was still really put together. But it became so sizzly and I was so impressed with the outcome. I just couldn't believe how gorgeous this became. I'm just going to leave you to the ASMR because this is the best thing ever. Another one I've also just wanted to try, because I'm literally just going around my house trying to find things to add into slime, because this video has been going on I think for like a year now. You guys still love it. I really enjoy doing it because it's experimental, but I'm running out of things to add in, so I just decided to go around my home and add things in, and I found this mouthwash. It has no alcohol, so I was like, maybe this won't melt down the slime. This slime took so much activator to start coming together. It eventually did. Like you can see here, I think just because it used so much activator, there's so much water in it, it became really jiggly, and it does melt down really quickly as well. I'm not too sure why. Maybe there's some like sugars maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, this did not work. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe, and I'll see you next week.